Hello and welcome back to the Flat Chat. I'm Heggy here with Callum, and today we're doing a match review on the Man City vs Arsenal game that just finished. It finished 3-1 to Man City. Obviously not the result we were hoping for, but
oh, you're an Arsenal fan now. I like that.
I want to see you happy.
That's nice. Nice.
We'll first kick off with how we thought the game would go. I think we both said before it 2-1 Man City.
I said 2-1 Man City
Yeah.
when I found out Partey wasn't playing.
Yeah.
But I before that was maybe thinking, 2-1 Arsenal. The Partey news really got to me. But Man City, what can you expect? You don't know. They're just so good.
Yeah.
What about you? What did you expect other than just a 2-1 City win?
Like you, I thought it would potentially maybe be a draw, maybe just edge towards Arsenal, but Partey seemed like such a big miss.
No, for sure. Yeah.
We've seen it countless times this season now, but is it 2 or 3?
Yeah, the win percentage with and without Partey is mental.
Yeah.
The 70% win percentage, it drops by 20% when he doesn't play.
Yeah.
So
We will talk about his replacement a bit later on.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about how the game went in our eyes. I thought Arsenal played pretty good football. They passed the ball better than Man City, as we can see the stats here. They had double the passes.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine being told that.
Exactly.
That's my Man City and this Arsenal team. They'd have double the passes. Crazy.
Yeah, but they just had double the errors as well, unfortunately.
Yeah. That was the issue. First half, Arsenal. Let's be real, probably were the better side.
Yeah.
A wee mistake, obviously, for the goal that they did concede, but they responded really well to it. And I think they were definitely a better side going into half time. I was pretty confident. You did ask me though at half time would I have taken a draw, and I did say yes.
Yeah.
I wish that was the case. Second half, game changed a bit. City were very good at slowing the game down, not letting Arsenal get into their groove. And yeah, they were just a better side, and it was mistakes that cost Arsenal in the end.
Yeah. The biggest mistakes were all the defence of Arsenal.
Yeah.
But was it Gabriel, Zinchenko and Tomiyasu at fault for the goals?
Had moments. Saliba as well, a bit hesitant.
Yeah.
But Haaland, both centre halves had occasions where he had them worried. He had them really worried. The ball was bouncing. They didn't know what to do with it. And actually, in fact, it was Saliba and Haaland going up for a header that then led to the mistake from Tomiyasu for the first goal.
Yeah.
But mistakes, what can you do? You're going to get punished when you're playing against players like Kevin De Bruyne.
Arsenal also did have a warning at 1 each though with Haaland, where he could have had a penalty, but it was slightly offside. It's probably a big warning for Arsenal. We can't let this guy get in behind like this.
He's dangerous. Of course he is. I mean, doesn't score that many goals without being dangerous. But no, mistakes cost us, and as I said, De Bruyne, he's going to punish you. And what a goal! Like I just sat there and went, wow. Like I was looking for something. Like is Haaland offside from the flick on or something? It's just not good, but unreal finish.
He was the best player on the pitch.
Yeah.
I think he got the Amazon man of the match.
Yeah.
He would probably have got mine as well. But
I'd agree.
He is just the best footballer in the Premier League in my opinion. I think he is just ridiculous. Two-footed. Creates multiple chances. I think, we can see again the stats. Man City had 5 big chances. De Bruyne created 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. De Bruyne, I think, over the course of the game, he didn't touch the ball that much. I think that's because Arsenal controlled a lot of the game. But whenever he did get the ball, he was so decisive. He was excellent. That wee cut back for the Haaland's goal was excellent. His movement's brilliant. It's a pain when you're playing against them. It really, really is. But what can you do?
Yeah.
Anyone else you want to highlight?
We'll talk about Bernardo Silva, I think.
Being a left back?
Played left back again. We saw it at the weekend where you said at the time you thought it was just a test to see how it would work against Arsenal. And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
They shaped up exactly the same. It didn't really work though, did it?
No,
in the first half.
Not quite. But I mean, Pep might look at it differently because it kind of did. He didn't get sent off.
Yeah.
He didn't really create anything from that right flank for Arsenal. And Bernardo then obviously continued and managed to switch out to the right wing as well with substitutions later in the game. It took a wee while for him to get booked. But yeah, no, I think he did his job. Saka kept on making a sort of run inside instead of out wide. And
that was to put Bernardo on his right foot potentially.
No, I think that's just because that's what Saka does.
Yeah.
And that's the danger. I think Pep knows that. It's if you actually look across the season, there's a catalogue of moments where Saka does that run. It's and actually there's videos of Arteta teaching that to people. But nah, Bernardo Silva, he did his job well, and it's a shame we couldn't capitalise on the fact that he was on a yellow card for the second half. So,
well, if someone said to you before the game, Saka's going to be up against the left back Bernardo Silva, you would have thought, right, we could really create some chances here today.
Things I kind of knew it was happening, and I still, it's just because Ake was there as well, covering Rodri as well, even De Bruyne at moments. Grealish did a lot of work working back too. What can you do? What can you do? It just didn't quite work out for us.
Well, we'll talk a bit about Arsenal now. Their players. We've already touched on the backline a wee bit.
Yeah, the backline dodgy.
Nervous.
And especially in the second half. Before we talk about the Arsenal players, I think it's the whole Arsenal team. In the second half, they were a shadow of the first half team. Yeah, exactly. They were. I don't really know what it was. I don't know what it was.
It looked like Man City came out for the second half and wanted to win the game. Arsenal wanted to just hold on to what they had.
I think that's what it is. I think we saw it after the first few minutes. Arsenal were so much deeper.
Yeah.
I think they were just worried about what City carrying the counter. And with Haaland causing the problems he was to Saliba and Gabriel. I can understand Arteta's thinking, but it didn't work. And when it wasn't working, we could see it not working. I'd have liked to see substitutions earlier because I think Trossard was good.
When was the first change? I think
75th minute. Yeah, far too late for my liking. And Trossard, when he did come on, did look lively, didn't he? Yeah. Looks like a good player, if I'm honest. I think he can be really useful for Arsenal for the rest of the season. I think Ben White as well should have been on earlier. I think with Tommy Asu being on a booking from so early, I think that was another one. I thought he would have come on much earlier, didn't. So it's just, I think no one's really happy with their performance, including Arteta. But we will talk about Jorginho. We did talk about earlier, obviously, his Partey's replacement. I was fairly happy with him.
Yeah.
He was probably one of Arsenal's better players.
Yeah. Our stats on the screen here, he was the second best player for Arsenal behind Saka, but that's skewed because he got a goal, I think.
Yeah. Saka was causing problems. Saka was probably the best player on the park for Arsenal in an attacking sense. I don't think anyone else really got involved. They kept making the wrong decisions in the final third. Did you not think?
And Nketiah had one or two big chances, especially.
Yeah, the two headers. Oh, criminal. He's not at the target.
Yeah, one of them he didn't even head it. He hit his shoulder.
Do you think Jesus scores them?
I think he at least scores that second one, especially because he doesn't head it. He chests it and he hits it with his foot.
I completely agree with that, and I think it's really important to get him back for the next few games. I think he will be back.
Will he be available for Villa?
I don't know. I think if were he on the bench, then I would have been saying yes. We know he'd be available, and he'd have been starting. But I hope to see him on the bench at least for the Villa game. But we'll have to wait and see. He's needed because I think that Arsenal front three needs a bit of.
He makes some tick.
Yeah, he does. Martinelli's on off the boil.
Yeah.
Seriously off the boil. Odegaard, I wouldn't say was that big a problem today. He didn't have his influence in the game.
Much.
Yeah, but I think he was kind of marked at the game a wee bit.
Yeah. That's what happens when you play up against Rodri, though.
Yeah, it was Gundogan as well. Gundogan did a great job on him, and of course Xhaka as well. Just wrong decisions. Decision making was poor.
Yeah, Xhaka had a big chance as well at the end, didn't he? Yeah. Where he decided just not to shoot.
Yeah, it was weird. He could have played Martinelli, and there was so many occasions like that. The wrong pass was taken, and we still created chances from that, and then fluffed our lines anyway.
There was another one as well in the first half with Saka. He had it in his left foot.
He's just not done anything, not shot. He's worried. I think it's one of those ones where you know you're up against a really, really good side. So you think, if I'm going to score here, it has to be inch perfect. I think you mentioned this to me actually the other day about when you're playing up against an Alisson or something, you're going to find the corners. You're actually more likely to miss a chance. You know, you really need to find the corners, and I think they were worried about that because they know who they're against and how the magnitude of the goal they would have scored, and they just panicked. It was the nerves. It was just not ideal, but I'm actually much calmer about this loss than I thought I might have been.
I think there was promising signs from it. You didn't actually play that well, to be honest. Well, you did play well at points, but there was also stages you didn't play well.
I think that's that Arsenal weren't particularly great. You're right. Yeah, spot on.
But if you improved your game, I think you really could test this City team. Yeah. Especially in that first half, we saw you were probably the better team.
Yeah, I'd agree. Obviously, there was a few decisions in the game that were questionable. I think the first one obviously is the penalty that Arsenal got. What were your thoughts on that?
I like to see them given as penalties, as long as they are all given as penalties.
Consistency is the
issue. We've seen a lot recently, especially this weekend. The refs are loving chopping the goals off. We want to see goals. This is the most watched sport in the world. And it's the only sport where they take goals off instead of adding them on.
It's shocking. It's really shocking. But apparently the stats are there to say that VAR has added more goals than beforehand. So
I'm not seeing it.
Neither am I, really. But you know, we'll have to wait and see.
I thought Anthony Taylor actually did have a pretty good game.
There was some odd stuff. A lot of cards.
Who got booked? It was Tomiyasu, Nketiah, Grealish, Bernardo, Walker, Ederson. A lot.
There was a lot of bookings. But the game was very cagey. Very cagey. I think it was almost like watching a game of chess. It really was. It was just testing each other out for periods, and then there'd be a period where they have a bit of sustained pressure. It was an odd game. It wasn't end-to-end or anything. It was a strange experience. Very nervy as an Arsenal fan.
It had this similar type of feel like the Liverpool Man City games had at the start of the Klopp-Pep era. But obviously Arsenal want to push on from that and become like Klopp's Liverpool team, where you can
maybe
really challenge.
Win a few more titles than they did, hopefully as well. That'd be nice. Don't come out of it with just one title. A bit embarrassing if you ask me. But anyway, what about your predictions then for the future? What's the fallout from this result then? Come on, fill me with confidence, please.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you'd love it, but I'm not too sure with Arsenal. I think if they beat Villa at the weekend, it will just completely eradicate this poor form, and they'll go back in a bit of a winning streak.
Hopefully.
But the worry is for Arsenal, will the same pattern just repeat themselves from last season, where they lose 3 games in a row, go on a little bit of a streak, and then one loss just completely capitulates them again?
That's the thing, we've got quite a nice wee set of fixtures coming up here. In fact, there's about 8 games. This could be a period where we put a run together, and then we get a tricky patch. And I just hope this easy run of games is actually an easy run of games, and we do get the job done, because Brentford, I thought that was going to be fairly easy. Everton as well. Obviously, there were certain circumstances that changed around those games, but still, we need to Arsenal. They just can't bottle it, and it's just, you don't want them to go off and bottle it again, because it's just, you feel like they're getting a name for it. But
I think this will go down to the wire, this title race, because I don't see City going in these mental win streaks that they have before. Pep is turning into the tinker man. He is really tinkering in these big games. It paid off today eventually, but it was looking ropey for a little bit. I
think potentially because Arsenal Arteta tinkered a wee bit. Tomiyasu coming in for Ben White, I think
it was a very odd decision.
I think he got so much of the ball that I think in the first half in particular that he's not got that ability to play a decent ball forward. And I think that Ben White does. I think he would have been much more important to us in the first half. But maybe Man City gave him the space because they know he's not as talented in the ball as the other Arsenal defenders. But I still believe Arsenal can. Do I believe they can go on and win the league? I'm feeling less and less likely that that's going to happen.
Well, you're second now, but you've got a game in hand. It's leveling points.
But we have to go to the Etihad still.
Again, I don't think that game's going to define it. It's going to be the games against other teams. And you've already played Man United twice.
You've
already played Tottenham twice. Man City still have to play all these teams.
We have our toughest games. We've got Newcastle away, Liverpool away, Chelsea at home, and I think Brighton at home. I'd say they're the hardest games, and of course the Etihad trip as well.
Well, Man City actually have played Spurs and Man United as well 2 times.
Oh, great.
I just took away the positive. Sorry.
Excellent. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm still a little bit confident, but I'll be a bit gutted for the next few days, and I won't be watching any Arsenal content. Unlucky. You've lost a follower. Thanks, Arsenal.
Who's up next for City? They're away to Forest next, with a game in Europe, which means they might rest players. Hopefully. Potentially. You never know. And Arsenal are obviously away to Villa, 2 tricky games. So that's been our match review for Arsenal versus Man City. If you enjoyed, leave us a like, comment down below who you think is going to win the league, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And as always, take it easy.